Hi, I just wanted to address the hybrid versus standard or hybrid versus standard car assignment. So I'm going to share my screen with you and we're going to kind of calculate whether the hybrid model is worth it or whether the standard car is worth it. Okay, so let's look at number one here and let's check to see. So right now we have a standard car at 23,500, right? And we have a hybrid car that's $28,000. Now we know that the hybrid car is more expensive, but the gas mileage is much better. So when will the hybrid car be worth it over the standard car? Okay, and that's something that you need to kind of consider and think about. Okay, so if you're kind of confident in your region that gas will stay around the 250 range, okay, what you're going to do is you want to calculate the, I guess, the cost of gas per year. Okay, so it looks like with the standard car, this person's gas mileage is at 29 miles per gallon, and on the highway it's 41. Whereas this person, if they're driving a hybrid, is at 51 miles per gallon. Okay, and so if this person is driving 11,000 miles right here, okay, well, how much is it going to cost? So $11,000 a year. How much is it going to cost or in terms of gas between the hybrid and the standard? Okay, so that's what we're going to check out. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to calculate, first of all, if you're going to go 5,500 miles, right? How did I get 5,500? Well, it's because that's half of 11,000. So we're assuming that half, he's going to drive half in the city and half in the highway. So if you're going to have 5,500 miles, right? And you're going to do 29 miles per gallon. So what you're going to do, what you usually do when you do conversions is you're going to put the whatever labels here, you're going to put that in the next denominator. So you're going to put that here, miles. So 29 miles for 1 gallon. Okay. What does this tell us? That tells us then how many gallons of gas that he used. Okay. So if I multiply 5,500 times 1, that's 5,500, and then divide it by 29, so 5,500 divided by 29, that's approximately about 189 gallons. Let's just use, instead of, I don't want to use decimals because that makes everything tough. I'm just going to round, so it's going to be 190 gallons. Okay. So if you use 190 gallons for the year and it costs 250, you multiply 190 times 250, right? Because that's how much gas is going to cost, right, per gallon. So that comes out to $475 per year. Okay. And then we have to do the highway. So at 5,500 miles, oops, right, times 1 gallon, we're going to do the same thing, except on the bottom, we're going to put 44, right? Oh, sorry, 41, my bad, because that's the gas mileage. So if you divide or multiply 5,500 times 1, that's 5,500 divided by 41, it's approximately 134. Let's just call it 134. So 134 gallons, which then costs, multiply that by 134 times 250, that's 335. Okay. All right. So that's $335, right? And so you add 335 plus 475, it's $810 a year that you're going to be spending on gas. Okay. So for the standard, you're going to be spending $810 for gas. All right. Now let's check out the hybrid model. Okay. So the hybrid model is you're going to use 5,500. Actually, you're not going to use 5,500 because you have the same gas mileage whether it's on the city or whether it's on the highway. So what we could do is we can just go to the 11,000 right here. All right. And then 1 gallon is 51 miles. Okay. So this is a little shorter. So it's 11,000. So 11,000 multiplied by 1 divided by 51. That's equal to $215. Okay. And then 215 gallons, my bad. And then when you multiply that by 2.5, that's $539 of gas you're going to use every year. Okay. So now you're using 810 for this car, but you're using 539 for this car. So the difference between the two is what, 810 minus 539, which is $271. Okay, so you're going to be saving $271 with the hybrid over the standard each year on gas. Okay, so is that worth the price difference? Well, the price difference is what, 23,000 and 28,000. So that's 4,500. So what you're going to do is you're going to divide 4,500 and 271. Why is that? Because that tells us the number of years it's going to take for you to make up the car. So it's going to be 16.6 years. Okay, so if you think that the cost of gas is going to stay at 250, personally, I would not, just based on strictly gas mileage, I would not buy the hybrid. Okay, because it's going to take 16 years for you to make up that cost difference. Okay, but like if you go to the next page, what if you made the gas price $4? What would happen? Would it be worth it then? Okay, and that's what you need to try to find out. Okay, so let's go to the next question. The next question is calculate how long the driver would take. Would have to own the Camry for the hybrid to be the ideal. So we calculated that, right? It was 16 years, right? It was a 271. That was the price difference of the gas cost and the initial cost of the car. Okay. So what you have to do for numbers 3 and 4 pretty much is, let's say it's $4 per gallon. Okay. And a retiree drives a total of 6,000 miles, 3,000 in the city, or 3,000 in the city and 3,000 in the highway. How much would that cost for him? Okay. What about the salesperson? If they drove 15,000 miles total, 4,000 in the city, 11,000 on the highway, would buying a hybrid be worth it for this person? What about the Lyft driver who's driving 30,000 miles total? Okay. Would it be worth it for this person to get a hybrid or just to get the standard car? Okay. These are all good questions that you need to ask, because if you think that gas prices are going to go higher, okay, well, then you probably should buy the hybrid, because the hybrid minimizes that, right? So what you need to do is, I would maybe choose two of these, maybe the retiree and the salesperson. Check out the cost of gas of the hybrid model compared to the standard model. See what happens. See what the cost is at $4 a gallon. Okay, and that's what you need to do. So you're pretty much doing what you did at number 1, but just under a different scenario. Okay. The last thing to think about is, in 2012, the average price was $4 a gallon. By 2015, it had fallen to $45. Watch the video about the types of vehicles that were popular in those years. That when drivers decide which type of engine to buy, standard or hybrid, what factors do you think they consider? What factors would you consider? Okay, so this is just pretty much a, like, what do you draw your conclusions based on? You don't have to worry about the video. Just worry about what conclusions can you draw from all these exercises that you did. Okay, hope you're doing well. Thanks. Bye.